Biden did pass a new rule last week. All right. This new rule is actually very similar to VAWA. It's going to work very similar to VAWA in the sense that it will help people who came in primarily at the board through the border. Like, okay, so this law is targeted to help those people who came in through the border without inspection, okay, without permission. People who quote unquote snuck in through the border. This new Biden reform is slated to help millions, even billions of people who snuck in through the border, have been here 10 years, and now are married to a U.S. citizen, okay? So the only difference between that and VAWA is that with VAWA, it doesn't matter how you enter. So VAWA helps people who entered illegally and people who entered legally. So VAWA helps anyone. It doesn't even matter how you entered for VAWA. For those legally who entered and also for those who illegally entered, VAWA helps you. Okay, the other difference between this new law and VAWA is that with VAWA usually requires some sort of some sort of abuse. Okay, it requires you to show that your spouse was toxic to you, intentionally took advantage of your immigration status. With this new law, there is no mention of abuse, so it doesn't matter with this new law. It's not going to matter what kind of marriage you are in. It's not going to matter whether it's a good marriage to a U.S. citizen spouse or a bad marriage. It's not going to matter whether it's a good marriage to a green card holder spouse or a bad marriage. That's not going to matter at all. The only thing that matters is, did you enter without permission? Did you sneak in through the border? That's required. And number two, the only thing they also want to look at is, have you been here at least 10 years? So in other words, if you just snuck in through the border last year, this law is not going to help you, not yet at least. Now, in about 10 years from now, when you are married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse, you could then qualify for this new law. They will then grant you parole. And then at the end of 3 years, now you'll be eligible for a green card, okay? Able to get a green card through this new law. It is very, very important for me to state, and I state this here and now, that we are still waiting on Biden administration now to give us the actual forms needed for us to apply for this. So you cannot yet apply. All right, it has been passed, it is true, but the ability to apply for it is not yet available.